everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you in the studio on a Saturday, talking a little real estate, always having fun. It's that time of the year. It's kind of hard to believe. Weather's changing in the 60s, always a good thing. And spring market is officially around the corner. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good week. It's been a busy week. And I got a good show for you guys tuning in. And so we're going to talk about the hidden cost of home ownership. So we're on this show, we talk a lot about buying and selling a house, but what really goes into owning a home? All the things that if you're renting maybe, that as a first-time homeowner, you may not know. Or maybe you own a couple homes or have been through the process multiple times. Guess what? Murphy comes in. Before you know it, I got to do that roof. Murphy hit me today. Got to put in a new floor. So all these things come into home ownership. So we're going to talk about that with Real Estate with Ryan, go through some of these items just to kind of refresh. And if you don't know, be great tips on home ownership. Now in the marketplace today, the best time to buy and sell a house is now. Buyers have more inventory, more choices. And as a seller, there's opportunities from a lot of relocations across the U.S. that we've not seen in years. So I really think 2023 is going to be a strong year. Obviously, there's some interest rates and some things going on with our local or federal government. Always has some surprises for us in 2023. But we got some new rates out. 30-year fixed rate for FHA is under 6%, 5.955 for 30-year rate. 3-year ARMs, 2.34, pretty exciting. And then we've got even a 10-year product at 5.633. So interesting. So the rates are down a little bit. And those fluctuate. We expect during the year, probably capping at about 7%, but who really knows? We did an article the other day that kind of showed, last year's prices midsummer, let's say a house was $350,000, and today a house at $350,000. But that house today at $350,000 may have a little more wiggle room in negotiating. So compare 2022 to 2023 if you purchased, and actually the principal, interest, and payment was actually the same. So it's just amazing in the timing. Real estate's always going to be timing, where you find the right deal, the right location, or your forever home. I mean, that's really, really important, your forever home. And so sometimes lenders have changed things over the last couple of years that they have, these 2-1 buy downs, opportunities to refinance at a lower rate. So there's just a lot of possibilities out there. And I think as we approach the spring and summer market, you guys are going to see even more opportunities in the marketplace. If you're tuning in the first time, I hope you enjoy this show. We do this little show called Real Estate with Ryan. And if you don't know, my name is Ryan Coleman, the host, owner, founder. And we talk about real estate East Tennessee, one of the best places to live, grow, and raise a family. And we do this thing every Saturday at 11 o'clock on Talk Radio 92.3 FM. Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11 o'clock. And then we're over on News Talk at 1 o'clock at 98.7. So if you didn't happen to catch us there, or if you're out in the ball game, no worries. We got you covered. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, and Google. We're all there for a replay. And, of course, Facebook. We're always there. Let's jump into the show. But before we do that, we always got some congrats to our peeps, our great customers that have helped us over the years, and our new clients. Congratulations on the trust. Got a new listing, commercial listing out on Baker Highway, out in Pioneer. A great little property there, perfect for investments. Got good street frontage. Used to be a cabinet shop, and they're out the business, and they want to sell it. Perfect opportunity there. Check that out on our website. Cub Drive, Lot 3, in Louisville. That's going to be a hot property, 5 acres. 2 little cabins on them, perfect hunting lodge. If you're a hunter, it's a perfect opportunity to catch that property, prime location. And then we got a new price on Bluebonnet Drive in Madisonville. Some congrats. Buchanan Road went under contract and closed. Congrats. Panther Creek closed. 375 Powell Lane, time we air this, will be closed. Smoky Run Drive, 15 acres out in Rockwood area. Not only do we sell Abel's Valley next door, the adjoining tract we sold on Smoky Run Drive, 15 acres. So super congrats to our sellers on that. So thanks for all the trust and support. All right, homeowners, cost of home ownership. What goes involved? One of the biggest questions I get all the time is, Ryan, what does it take to get in my new home? What is down payment? What's closing cost? once I get in there is it makes sense for me to either rent or purchase. And so we're going to kind of debate a little bit of that today of kind of what the real costs are. And, as homeownership has one of the best values, I think, even as a young person, or if you're getting into the game late, ownership is really there because real estate over the years has been one of the most solid investments that you can invest in. And if it's your own home, you're not really investing in it, but it ends up being an investment. I know when we got married first, we ended up taking our property that was our home and then turning it over to a rental. And so that's where a lot of families across the U.S. get into the investment market by taking their primary residence eventually and making it rental income so that can pay for that over the years to come. Great for college tuition for your students and good for retirement. So let's talk about number one, your heart. You have a budget for the home. And if you do, like I do, have a wife or a husband or a spouse, you understand that, sometimes it's not always what you think, Ryan. What you think and what you want doesn't always happen, believe it or not. In the Coleman house, Ryan doesn't always have the last say. Very seldom does Ryan have the last say. So you got to go with your heart. And where I'm going with this is you want to set a budget, but also ultimately your spouse and you have to have the love for the house, that heart where you can see your kids. We actually did new construction, kind of get a little story time. And we did new construction. And one of the fun things, kind of a family moment that we had, my daughter wasn't born, but she was on the way. And we were looking in the subdivision out in this place called Hardin Valley. At the time, we wanted to go out there and walk the lot. And we had these envisions of where we picked out our lot. And then we picked up, kind of a vision of where our house would be and what it would be. And just kind of had that feel-good moment with the property, right? That feel-good moment where you just kind of sit there, pray about it, think about it, and really just feel good at peace about it. And so we had a budget, found our right property, and then from there, the rest was history. So, lead with your heart on your next purchase. I think that is huge. I know I've helped a lot of different people, and we've been in that moment where we make an offer, we don't know, we get paralyzed by fear because the numbers are so strong and the down payment and the closing cost and everything that, becomes nervous as a homeowner, right? Because as a homeowner, that's a big responsibility. I mean, we go from renting, well, that's your house or that's your property. I don't have to obtain it or maintain it, right? To now it's mine. Now I've got to do the lawn, the maintenance and everything that goes along with it. But the first step on it is lead with your heart. And then, lead with your heart and then go with your finances. So what comes behind that is your finances are coming with the house. And the hidden cost would be, well, you got taxes. We won't even get into the government with what's going on with the taxes. But it seems like the tax man, not only state taxes, property taxes, cost of good taxes, personal property taxes, franchise, excise taxes, sales taxes, any kind of think tax, they have it. So as a homeowner, as you guys know, there's property tax. And just recently here in Knoxville, just think about it. You probably had a great assessment surprise. Opened my bill not long ago. Taxes were prepared on a couple properties, and all of a sudden, surprise. Here comes Murphy. The assessments change. Well, the assessments, it's, time for that to change, Ryan. It was just time. Well, there's a surprise. Make sure you budget for property taxes, insurance. Look at Florida, everything that happened in Florida and the condos down there where they had issues and they had claims and all those different things. What happened to people owning homes in Florida? Well, the insurance got very, very expensive. So a lot of those claims were passed on to new homeowners or new insurers that would come through. And then the rates were, some places were double or more triple of what they were paying before. And of course, if you're like me, you're a busy guy, busy gal, you've got a lot going on. Maybe you like to take care of the lawn, maintenance, but if not, you got to delegate it. And nothing's cheap or nothing's inexpensive anymore. So you got to budget for lawn care, maintenance, all those things. Fall, leaves, all that stuff, all that comes into play. Now, one of the big additions is a lot of properties are going to have that opportunity where there's a deck additions on the back. And that's or maybe you need more storage. That's the biggest thing we've seen in our neighborhood, believe it or not, is we just don't have enough storage. And so we've got additions of storage sheds and for tools and all your different equipment. But even that's gotten expensive, right? Just to put a shed in. I looked at Home Depot not long ago, and just a shed you would think was a couple of $1,000s. Looked like it was close to $10,000. So you can wonder, a lot of our properties, guys, buyers and sellers, you understand that we got a shed and we're negotiating. It's not the greatest, but it's okay, Ryan. We're going to leave the shed because they're expensive. Hey, we got this and so much more with Real Estate with Ryan. Make sure you stay with us.
There's no place like home, and this basketball house is special. The great games, players, championships, it's a true home court advantage.
I'm Ryan Coleman. Both basketball and real estate take great drive and determination. Whether you're in the market to buy or sell a home,
let Hometown Realty give you the home court advantage.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no-obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for tuning in the second half. And if you didn't catch us in the first, we've got a good show for you. We're talking about home ownership. And we talk about buying and selling real estate a lot. And I just said, hey, we need to do a show. Maybe it's your first home, second home. What does it really take to have home ownership? What's involved in that process? So we're going over hidden cost of home ownership today. Real Estate with Ryan, second half. So excited to be with you guys. And hope you're having a good weekend. I know it's a good weekend over here. Very, very busy. Spring is around the corner. And what's right around the corner for us is our 60-second vol update. Drum roll, please. A lot of news going on at the end of February. All right, we got the men playing Saturday, 25th, 6 p.m. Home game, South Carolina. Only one more home game after that. Tennessee baseball sets a program record for runs in an inning against Alabama A&M. And then in the fifth inning, the Vols scored 15 runs. Wow. A program record, single inning record. Pretty awesome that the men are off to a rock star status. Our men's program, baseball, women are on fire, men are on fire. You know, our football program, one of the hottest in the country. So it's great to be involved. You guys are following us. You know Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Anything you want or need real estate related, we've got you covered. 693-SOLD or visit us at ryancoleman.org. All right, that's my 60-second Vol. Got to get that out the way. Love our Vols, man. It's exciting time, Vol Nation, to be a Vol. So much going on. Hope you've seen our commercials out with Josiah. I think he's coming back very, very soon. I probably expect him back on South Carolina game. We need him in the rotation. We need all our players firing for tournament time. Super, super big push coming here in March Madness right around the corner as we root our Vols, both men and Lady Vols, into tournament time. Make sure you follow us. If you haven't watched us over the years, thank everybody for kind of tuning in. Follow us on social media. Has so many people that we had a chance to send to games this year, and we see all the lovely pictures of the families and pictures with the autographs of Josiah and just pictures at the game. And that's kind of what East Tennessee is about. One of the reasons we want to do that, and we'll continue doing that as long as we can every year, is, life is busy. We're always busy doing it. But the one thing this community of East Tennessee comes around is we just kind of come around on game day, man. It's just something we can get to do. It's family tradition. And it's something, if we can send you guys to go have the game, getting that quality time, even if it's a ball game, those are memories made. And I hope you enjoy it. And we are glad to do it, All right, let's get back on track. All right, so we were talking on the first half. We're talking about the lawn. We're talking about decks. We're talking about maintenance. Cleaning. We got cleaning. Well, so either you're going to do the cleaning or we're going to delegate the cleaning. It all comes involved. But where you may understand cleaning is not just the interior, right? If you got vinyl siding and some of the allergies that we have in East Tennessee, it's power washing time. We got a great customer. He's coming on the market. Guess what? A lot of what is that green stuff? Is it algae? Whatever, just East Tennessee, it's out there, right? So we got to power wash it. We got to get it all shining up, looking its best. Got to have our best presentation. But all this comes involved in home ownership. So where the landlord or, the place where you lived or your parents or wherever, they took care of it. Maybe the condo association, they take care of it. But now I have a standalone house, single family, and I've got to do all that. But that's part of it. It's fun, though. I have a good friend of mine. I was kind of I cut enough grass in my life as a youngster. I remember taking the lawnmower through the neighborhood. Back in the day, there was no other side hustle or hustle. It was hard work and go cut some grass. So I was like, I got a grass business. And so I would go through the neighborhoods and knock on doors. And I remember back in the day, we were cutting like half-acre lots for, maybe $15 or $10, maybe 20. It wasn't much. And then I always had the pleasure of, my house was always had a larger lot, probably a little bit larger lot. And because I was cheap labor at the time, I always had the opportunity to not only cut my grass, but my grandparents' grass. So I was a good kid. And when I did good, I got $5. So, so I had enough of my grass duties, what I was getting at, over the years. And so when it comes to my house as a grown up and as a big boy now, as they put it, I just said, hey, that's not for me anymore. If I want to delegate, it's just the grass is not my thing. But I got a good friend of mine. He says, hey, Ryan, I love cutting the grass, getting out there. It's like therapy to me. And I say, hey, bud, it's all you. I've had enough therapy when I was young, man. I said, my therapy days, I'm good. I'm going to go hit golf balls. I know some of you guys can feel that. So understanding that, grass and all those duties, that comes with it. And then we've got air condition, HVAC, furnace. Maybe the property that you purchase is older. Maybe it needs to be serviced. But before you know it, what will happen? You know it. You have to replace it. And so make sure you're budgeting for your HVAC. That's never cheap in today's market. Things you want to take care of. Also, when you guys are purchasing, take advantage of those home warranties. Sometimes those are great options. Sometimes they're not, but they're available for you if you like to dive into them. I'm not a pro or con against it, but I think it's an option that you need to know about if you're thinking about purchasing, and maybe have that insurance policy if the HVAC is at the end of its life. There's a lot of DIY home improvements. One of my guys here thinks he's Mr. DIY, has his tools. I already know. I haven't even been to his house, but I already know he thinks he's Mr. Handyman. So maybe you're like my friend, has his tools, comes prepared. He's got a Mr. DIY project. Those are fun things to do. These are the pride of home ownership. It's a super exciting thing. If you're good with the skill saw. If you're like me, you need to know somebody that's good with the skill saw, because it's not for everybody. But it's exciting times. I won't get into who's the tool man or tool lady in my house, but it ain't me. And, I'm just was never gifted with those skills. I can do some things, but, skill saw, not my best attribute. But it's okay. Got to know where your strengths and your weaknesses are, right? You guys could feel me out there. Not everybody's handy-mandy out there. It's just not. So anyway, it's okay. It's humbling as a guy. It's humbling, but, I'm good with it, guys. Maybe some of you guys are too. Just not your thing, not as strong as it. It's okay. My wife says she still loves me. It's all good. And then there's some extra stuff that a guy finds when he comes home. I mean, it's just, before you know it, you start pulling out drawers, and I need to remodel, and I've got ideas here, and I've got to take my basement, Ryan. I'm not good with the skill saw, but oh man, I want to turn that basement into my man cave and talk about TVs, right? Us guys love TVs, got a theater room, we got plans. We're going to black it out. If you're a gamer, you have those opportunities. I mean, these are just things that, true men have to get in there and get their man cave. Nothing wrong with that. Great project to put together, but budget the expense. Going to come up. Savings. Now more than ever, with this great economy we have going, savings is so important. So as a homeowner, make sure you're budgeting. We're Dave Ramsey, Ramsey Trusted ELPs. We recommend and help thousands of people across the states. And Mr. Dave Ramsey, he's so big on the budget. Why is it important as a homeowner? Because Murphy happens, right? You got a budget for your payments, got a budget for your home expenses, and then you got a budget for Murphy. Because as Dave always laughs, he says he's in your guest bedroom, because it always happens when you don't want it to happen, doesn't it? You know, the HVAC goes loose or has something broken, have to replace it. Before you know, we have electrical issue. We have this issue. These are the cost of home ownerships. And then some are emergency. Plumbing, how about that? Can't go without plumbing. And then you got my little babies, the kids. You know, the kids are getting into stuff. They're hanging on rails. They're hanging on doors. They're dinging the walls, hands all over the place. And there's just so much that goes involved in that home ownership. But at the end of the day, it's where memories are made. It's where there's a lot of expense, be a lot of fuss, a lot of fight, got to be a little this, a bit that, but it's family. And so what I want you to focus as we kind of close the show is no pain, no gain. And the opportunity on home ownership is one of the best things we've ever done as a family. It's hard to see my kids and memories of certain parts of the house as we're growing, to kind of look back on Facebook to see those memories, to where we kind of, as I told you in the beginning of the show, we walked our lot, but then I saw pictures of Christmas time, you know, where my little babies were in there and they were so itty bitty, and just memories. So, you know, real estate is one of the greatest things that we're involved with, because a lot of times we get to help in those memories. And of course, there's an investment side of real estate, and there's a lot involved in it. But home ownership, it's a great thing. And if you don't own a home, if you look for an opportunity to get a home, make sure you check us out at ryancoleman.org. We got all the steps, tips that you need to get there. If you need to get your credit right, we can help you with that. We've got the vendors for it. If we want to walk you to save money for reserves, we can help you with that. And if you've owned a home or two and you need to get back into a budget and kind of understand that process, we can help you with all that. So I hope you've enjoyed the show, and hope to see you next weekend. Go Vols, and we'll see you back next Saturday. Take care.